Welcome to War Thunder with Subdued. How y'all doing today? Well, wonderful news, wonderful news. We are coming up on another patch. God only knows how long it'll take before they start coming out with dev blogs. But in the meantime, I am going to go on another diatribe about the F-111A and how it has been stymied by a unresponsive development group at Gaijin. Now, the F-111A entered service in 1967. That's when the first operational squadrons were actually put into the line. In the AIM-9 weapon system, and it is a system because it is progressed from the A model through the B model on up through the X. But we're not going to get into the X model because the X model doesn't really matter yet. But starting with the AIM-9B, that entered service in 1956. That's quite a while ago. And the first people to get the point of the AIM-9B were the Chinese. Then the Air Force decided they wanted to use the AIM-9 on their Phantom because the AIM-4, the Falcon, was not working very well. It was designed to hit big lumbering bombers that didn't maneuver a whole lot. So they ended up going with the AIM-9. Only they weren't really impressed with the AIM-9B, so they launched their own development program and came up with the AIM-9E. The AIM-9E entered service in the late 60s. Now, you can consider late 60s anywhere between 1966 and 1969. My best guess is it probably entered service right around the same time that the F-111A did. But I don't have the exact date, and I haven't gotten word back from the Air Force Museum on that. The next weapon available that came out of development was in 1973, and that would have been the AIM-9J for the Air Force. The AIM-9J was a much better maneuvering weapon. That was followed by the AIM-9P and the AIM-9L, and then finally the AIM-9M. And their dates were 1976 for the L, 1978 for the P, and that would have been a variant of the P, and 1983 for the AIM-9M. Now the Navy, they went off and did their own thing with their development. They went with the AIM-9D. The AIM-9D came about in the late 1950s, followed by the AIM-9G, and that was in the mid-70s. And then they came out with the AIM-9H, and I don't exactly know when that one hit the scene. Somewhere in there, they also came out with the AIM-9C, which everyone knows is the Sarah missile, semi-active radar homing. And that has only been fielded on one aircraft and no other. and that would be the AIM or the F-8 Crusader. So we're talking about a plane that entered service in 1967 and a weapon system that was already deemed to be not very good by the time it entered service. That would be the AIM-9B, and was in the process of being replaced at the same time this plane was entering service. So why is it stacked with AIM-9Bs? Because Gaijin didn't want to do the work, and they said, oh my god, it will just raise the amount of battle rating that we have to give to it. When they're looking at the F-105D, one battle rating below it at 10.0, and it's stacked with AIM-9Es. So the F-111 being saddled with AIM-9Bs is not only disrespectful to us, the players, it's disrespectful to history. And it shows an incredible lack of forethought, I guess is the best word, without getting rude. So, the sooner Gaijin pulls its thought processes out of the sand pile and starts doing its job properly, we'll get weapons on a plane that is already severely hampered because of its actual role. It's a bomber. It's got an F designation, but it is a bomber. Very high speed, but a bomber nonetheless. Very heavy bomb load, but a bomber nonetheless. So Gaijin, please fix what you've done. And as soon as it comes time for another update patch, fix it. Please fix the weapons on the F-111A to be more contemporary with the actual weapons in use at the time. By that time, the Air Force had shifted over to AIM-9Es at this plane's introduction. So giving it AIM-9Bs is just kicking us in the teeth and telling us to go play on a different sand pile. It's Subdude signing out. Y'all have a pleasant today, a better tomorrow. We'll catch you in the sky in Air Realistic on the good maps, and damn it, this plane just doesn't have anywhere to fly. Subdude, out!